administration is shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
Tiffany Henyard has been making headlines, but not for the reasons one might expect from a mayor. Instead of being recognized for innovative policies or community improvements, she is embroiled in allegations, scandals, and a courtroom drama that could mark the end of her political career. While controversy is nothing new in politics, the situation takes an unexpected and dramatic turn when her own boyfriend turns against her. The betrayal adds fuel to an already raging scandal that threatens to destroy everything she has built. Imagine this. Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, sitting in a courtroom while her own boyfriend takes the stand against her. The person she trusted, who stood by her through thick and thin, is now revealing shocking details about her alleged misconduct. This courtroom showdown feels like a scene straight out of a political thriller. Betrayal, high stakes, and a room filled with tension. But the drama does not end there. What initially seemed like a local scandal has now caught the attention of federal authorities, with the FBI stepping in to investigate Henyard's financial dealings. With criminal charges looming, the implications could stretch far beyond the borders of Dalton. Henyard's troubles did not appear overnight. She has been involved in controversies for years, but the situation escalated dramatically when her own boyfriend turned on her in court. His testimony marked a turning point in both the legal proceedings and her public image. Now residents and officials alike are questioning everything. Was she ever the leader she claimed to be, or has she been hiding a far more sinister agenda all along? In court, her boyfriend did not just make vague accusations. He provided damning evidence that painted Henyard in an entirely new light. Reports indicate that he exposed how she had been misusing public funds, treating herself to a life of luxury while Dalton struggled financially. Taxpayers were horrified to learn that their hard-earned money might have been funding extravagant trips, expensive dinners, and high-end shopping sprees instead of being invested in the community. Beyond financial misconduct, there are also allegations that Henyard engaged in illegal appointments, bypassing standard procedures to install loyalists in key positions. This power grab allowed her to maintain control without facing opposition. And who witnessed all of this firsthand? Her now estranged boyfriend, who has become a central witness in the unfolding scandal. The revelations in court did not just confirm existing suspicions. They introduced new accusations that even Henyard's harshest critics had not anticipated. It is like pulling a single loose thread and watching the entire structure unravel. Each day, new layers of corruption, mismanagement, and deception come to light. Henyard's reaction in court was one of shock and disbelief. She was clearly unprepared for this level of betrayal, and it was evident that her once loyal partner had now become one of her biggest threats. As the case gains momentum, the FBI is ramping up its investigation. Federal agents are reportedly looking into possible bribery, financial fraud, and other serious crimes. Subpoenas have been issued, and every day brings new developments in what is quickly becoming one of the most significant political scandals in recent local government history. The biggest question on everyone's mind: how deep does this corruption go? At this point, it is no longer just about Tiffany Henyard. Whispers are circulating that other local officials may also be implicated in the scandal. What began as an investigation into one mayor's questionable spending habits could expose a broader network of corruption within Dalton's political system. To fully understand how things reached this breaking point, we need to examine Henyard's rise to power. She did not become mayor overnight. Her political career was marked by rapid ascension, but there were always warning signs. Early in her career, there were whispers of backroom deals and rumors that she was bending the rules to her advantage. Some accused her of strategically placing loyalists in key positions to ensure her political survival, an allegation that now seems more credible than ever. These concerns were largely ignored at the time, dismissed as political maneuvering. But the past has a way of catching up with people, and now, Henyard is facing the consequences of years of questionable decisions. Now, with the FBI involved, these past controversies are being re-examined. Federal investigators are not just looking at her recent actions. They are scrutinizing her entire tenure as mayor. What was once viewed as aggressive political strategy is now being seen in a much darker light, potentially as a pattern of corruption and abuse of power. As that intensifies, Henyard's political future looks increasingly bleak. Even her most loyal supporters are beginning to distance themselves. Public outrage is growing, with residents demanding accountability and answers. The people of Dalton feel betrayed, and they are not willing to let this scandal fade away quietly. The courtroom drama has also taken a personal toll on Henyard. Her former boyfriend's testimony was a devastating blow, but it may not be the last. Sources suggest that other former allies are also considering coming forward with their own stories, adding even more pressure to an already crumbling administration. Meanwhile, Dalton faces the consequences of Henyard's alleged mismanagement. The town's financial health is in jeopardy, public trust in local government is at an all-time low, and officials are scrambling to restore stability. There is even speculation that Henyard may attempt to resign before facing potential criminal charges in an effort to escape the worst legal consequences. The future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. This scandal is far from over. As the FBI continues its investigation, new details are bound to emerge, and the full extent of Henyard's actions may only now be coming to light. Whether she ultimately faces criminal charges, steps down from office, or fights to clear her name, one thing is certain. Her political career will never be the same. For now, all eyes remain on Dalton. The town, once relatively quiet, has become the center of a political firestorm with national implications. Residents, officials, and political analysts alike are waiting to see what will happen next in what has become one of the most shocking local government scandals in recent memory. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Tiffany Henyard has been at the center of controversy for months, but the latest revelations have taken her political scandal to an entirely new level. Once a rising star in local politics, Henyard is now facing a storm of accusations that threaten to end her career permanently. Among the most disturbing claims is the long-standing rumor that she used gang members to intimidate her political rivals. While there's no concrete proof yet, the fact that these allegations have persisted for so long raises serious concerns. Given the evidence of corruption already surfacing, it's not hard to imagine that Henyard might have gone to extreme lengths to protect her position. After all, she has shown time and again that she's willing to do whatever it takes to stay in control. The biggest shock in this scandal came when Henyard's own boyfriend turned against her in court. In a dramatic twist, the person she trusted most became her greatest liability, testifying about her misconduct and adding fuel to the already raging fire. His testimony revealed shocking details about how Henyard allegedly misused taxpayer money, engaged in backdoor deals, and appointed unqualified allies to key government positions. With his statements now on record, the floodgates have opened. More individuals are stepping forward, including former colleagues, employees, and even local business owners. Many claim that Henyard prioritized her own interests over the well-being of the community, spending public funds on lavish personal expenses while Dalton's infrastructure deteriorated. What makes this case even more explosive is that the FBI has now issued subpoenas not just to Henyard, but also to several of her closest associates. These individuals have been with her since the beginning, and they know all the inner workings of her political operations. The investigation is expanding quickly, and with every new witness and document uncovered, the case against her grows stronger. The involvement of federal authorities has taken this scandal from a local controversy to a national spectacle. The FBI isn't just looking at Henyard's financial records. They are digging deep into her political dealings, searching for evidence of bribery, fraud, and potential racketeering. According to sources close to the investigation, agents are following a money trail that could expose an even larger web of corruption extending beyond Dalton. If their suspicions are confirmed, this case could lead to multiple indictments, with Henyard possibly facing federal charges that carry serious prison time. And yet, despite the growing evidence against her, Henyard isn't backing down. Instead of stepping aside or addressing the allegations, she is making a bold and unexpected move, announcing her re-election campaign. Yes, you read that right. In the middle of an FBI probe with her own boyfriend testifying against her and multiple accusations of financial misconduct, Tiffany Henyard has decided to run for office again. It's a move that has left many residents stunned. Her campaign strategy appears to rely on deflecting blame, dismissing the allegations as politically motivated attacks. But will the public buy into it? The financial state of Dalton is already in crisis, with the town drowning in debt and mismanaged funds. Many residents believe that another term under Henyard's leadership could push the town into complete financial ruin. The trust in local government is already at an all-time low, and if Henyard manages to hold on to power, it would send a dangerous message that corruption and abuse of power come without consequences. With the FBI closing in and her political allies abandoning her, Henyard's future looks increasingly uncertain. Will she manage to escape the consequences of her actions, or will this scandal mark the end of her career? One thing is for sure. The people of Dalton are watching closely, and the pressure is mounting. As the investigation unfolds, new evidence could emerge that changes everything. For now, all eyes are on Henyard and on whether justice will finally be served. This rewritten version enhances engagement, improves readability, and adds more structure while keeping the essence of the original content. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks. Tiffany Henyard's political career is hanging by a thread, yet she's making one last desperate attempt to hold on to power. With an ongoing FBI investigation, allegations of corruption, and even her own boyfriend turning against her, many would have expected her to step down. But instead of retreating, Henyard is doubling down, announcing her re-election campaign in the midst of one of the biggest scandals in Dalton's history. Can she really pull off a win while surrounded by controversy? That's the question on everyone's mind. Some believe her loyal base of supporters might still carry her through, while others argue that the tide has turned against her for good. Regardless of the outcome, this election is shaping up to be one for the history books. It's no longer just about Henyard. It's about whether a politician can survive a scandal of this magnitude, one that would usually end a career. If she pulls off a victory, it will be one of the most shocking political comebacks in recent history. If she loses, it can be the final nail in her political coffin. This scandal has caused deep divisions in Dalton, with residents picking sides and tensions. Funny is that almost all politicians do what she did. She just wasn't smart enough not to get caught. That statement resonates with many. Corruption in politics is nothing new, but Henyard's downfall appears to be a case of getting too greedy too quickly. She didn't just bend the rules, she shattered them. Beyond the drama of Henyard's scandal, the reality is that Dalton is in serious financial trouble. The town is drowning in debt, and many blame her administration for the mismanagement of funds. Millions of taxpayer dollars have allegedly been spent on personal luxuries while essential services in the community have suffered. With roads in disrepair, public programs underfunded, and trust in local government at an all-time low, the stakes couldn't be higher. If Henyard somehow manages to secure another term, residents fear it could push Dalton even further into financial ruin. This is why so many people are outraged at her re-election bid. Instead of stepping down and allowing Dalton to recover, Henyard is trying to convince voters to give her another chance. But will they? While the scandal initially seemed like a local issue, the FBI's involvement has taken things to another level. Federal agents are combing through financial records, subpoenaing Henyard's closest associates, and following the money trail. Sources close to the investigation suggest that this could be much bigger than anyone initially thought. There are whispers that Henyard isn't the only one under scrutiny, that other local officials may also be implicated. If the FBI finds enough evidence, more indictments could be on the horizon. And if Henyard is formally charged, her re-election campaign could come crashing down before it even gains traction. The big question is, how deep does this corruption go? Despite everything working against her, Henyard refuses to give up. She's banking on the idea that her supporters will stand by her, that enough people will believe she's being unfairly targeted. With new allegations surfacing almost daily, the odds seem stacked against her. Even her closest allies are distancing themselves, and the pressure from law enforcement is increasing. If she loses the election, it will likely mark the end of her political career. If she somehow wins, however, it will send a shocking message that even in the face of corruption and scandal, a politician can hold on to power if they play their cards right. The residents of Dalton now face a critical decision. Will they allow Henyard to continue leading despite everything that has come to light? Or will they demand accountability and vote for change? One thing is for sure. This isn't over yet. The coming weeks will be crucial, and whatever happens next, it's going to be dramatic. So what do you think? Is this the end for Tiffany Henyard? Does she still have one last trick up her sleeve? Could she actually win re-election despite all the chaos? Or are we watching the final chapter of her political career unfold? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Whatever happens next, you can bet it's going to be one wild ride. Stay tuned. This expanded and refined version enhances engagement, adds more structure, and maintains a journalistic yet dramatic tone. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments.